All right, all right, all right. Dun, 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 dun. Do 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 do. No. Do I have the wrong controller on? The one that will just spam the sticks for me. I don't need that right now. That's enough. There is no reason for this court to further proceedings. You were going really too fast. There's no room for this misinterpretation of the facts. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. The evidence and testimony we have heard here are conclusive. So the victim, along with his table, drank from that poisoned coffee and... No, you're wrong. That's not what I saw. I saw. I saw someone else there, a man. He's the real killer. Why won't anyone believe me? Well, it's pretty much wraps up the case, Mr. Wright. This court finds the defendant guilty. Oh yeah, look at me. This court is adjourned. Phoenix, you really blew it this time. Ah, there's the start of the new year. It makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. So I've decided our resolution should be Zavari take on the world. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya. But I think maybe you've had one more enough mistletoe cake. Never. You've got to eat a lot of cake during the New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV playing a board game. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective. Likewise. Now listen up, Mr. Wright. I wanna... Here's another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation. Yeah, me too. All right, pal. You've got some explaining to do. Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective? What? Well, I have this. It's really nothing much, but... Hey, thanks. Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat. Hey, what about Pearly? You haven't forgotten her impression, have you? No, I mean, yes, I mean, no. What are you doing this on purpose? I guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year? Very funny, pal. Now, let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine? I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. The defense attorney Wright trounced. Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childish amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you. Listen, this is Mr. Wright. Must take full responsibility for ruling in this case. Well, you don't have to tell me about... You don't remember anything about it. But don't remember anything about it. Oh. When was that issue from, anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month. Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. So what do you think about all this, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then it leaves only one possibility. No way. You don't mean... a phony, Nick. This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting it off. This hero one too. We can put it up. No. I don't know. Do-do-dum, boom. So, what are you going to do about it, pal? What do you mean? What am I going to do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, only sort of. Yeah, that's what happens when you hotshots start getting involved with yourselves. But I didn't do anything wrong. At least not that I can remember. You better make this right, now. That means taking the case back to court, got it? Sounds like we got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. I don't know, the judge has already issued a guilty verdict once in his case. It's not going to be very easy to get it overturned. I guess the New Year's resolutions had to wait till next year. So you're taking this case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct and drop by if you need something. Okay, pal? I guess people are starting to know the name of Phoenix Wright. If a client is trusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I'm kind of responsible. Oh, why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Alright, give me one sec. I gotta get a thing of water. I'll be right back. BRB. Look at Maya for a second. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Alrighty. Let's tackle the next case. Let's do this. Yeah. That will drive me crazy. Let's just stop that right now. The visitor's room. This is so nerve-wracking. Waiting to meet our new client. I just wonder what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That is kind of talk that would ruin me. How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm totally, utterly let down. Ah, are you? Come on, Maya Bride. Or Maggie Bride. Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie. Remember me, Maggie Bride? Maggie Bride. Ah. Maggie Bride. She is a policewoman I defended. Or Maggie Bride. She's a policewoman I defended at one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too. What are you doing here? Didn't I get you acquitted? Oh, sure, very funny. After a fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see. So you were, so that's where we stand right now. I'm sorry, but you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life I've been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. That's one more disaster in my life. At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep ye down, sir. But Maggie Bride. So you come dressed like that, Maggie? Actually, you look like so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So what do you do now? In the second act of life, In the second act of the life of Maggie Bride, I'm playing the role of a waitress. She got fired, but that didn't seem like it was in the end credits there from the second game. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. And the owner of the Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away. Sir. And then got me into this mess straight away, right? And got you in this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. What happened? This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at Tribulations. Tribulations? Yes, it's a restaurant where the good service and friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at a table, both drinking coffee. One of them was from the famous series, Dragon Ball Z. And then... one of the men slipped him some poison in the victim's coffee cup. The victim took one sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I had never seen the guy before. Maybe his name was Vegeta? Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill them, then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course, a good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So you saw the killer, but you are found guilty of the crime anyway. How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright. Guess the answer is the question is, am I phony? Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. Guilty verdict. So you saw the murderer. Why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man. The one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. But how is that possible? I don't know, but nobody got one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. Look, it wasn't me, okay? And then they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? A poison? Is it it was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped it in the poison in my pocket when I was unconscious. And no one else saw the other guy. No, sir. That's what everyone said, but I don't see how they could have missed him. Spill the beans on the other guy. I was the one who took the coffee to the two men. Oh. And was that your impression of them? Well, the first one I saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. In music, how come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for a debut, I guess. So it was a band CD, maybe a promo disc. Maybe it was someone MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? Nah. What was the name of the group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... What about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I guess I don't really remember. The only that he was a young man, well built like the victim, really. Oh yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, that's the article about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, Mr. Wright. Hey Maggie, was my evil double I am here too? No, I don't remember a phony of you, Maya. Oh, it would have been super cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, I get the picture, but you've met me in person before. So how come you didn't realize the guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little. Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady. And your voice was a bit off. So the guy was nothing like me then. We had spiky hair and that blue suit. Is that all it takes for someone to intimidate me? How about everyone else in the courtroom? Like the judge and observers. Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had a big question marks on their faces. But it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. I would have loved to see this trial in action. I wish they actually showed it. Instead of the little like, well, here I am. Well, no, you suck today, Phoenix. This is the case that keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. So we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright? Do you think we'll win the next time, sir? My life has been full of a course meal of bad luck, complete with dessert or defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, even handed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive because Maggie Bride always lives and fights another day. And one day I'll find it, just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that single moment of good luck. Arg. Zin Efop is going to really pay for this. What are you staring at like me for that for? But Maya's right. Whoever that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder and had better watch out. We'll find him. Don't you worry. We will get Zin Elf for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Bien is then. Alright. The restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. And when you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. Alright. Nick, let's go to the restaurant. And its food. Bien. Wow, look at this place. Look more like smell. What is that suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all into that. No one's coming to see us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant. It's open for business. Hello? Is anyone there? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. If no one's here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. It's a rack of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic? Sometime, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. There's something stuffed behind the rack. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this. Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber. 1 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 zeros. $100,000 maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper, it's from December 3rd. This paper is from the day of the poisoning. What? A paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if we can find somehow more about that paper. Take that! Oh, a sports paper. Let's see, this is let's see. Did Gudson Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie. That paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gudson got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. I found this paper to be the magazine rack at Tribulations. Really? That's strange. Tribulations doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind. Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. That's it, sir. MC Bomber. That's the name of the CD that was written on the CD. Just as I thought. I guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? So that 100,000 must be the down payment for the real record deal, huh, right? If someone gave me $100,000, I'd swing for sure. The Master of Korean, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, I wonder if that's the actual name of the songs in the game. So if the sample CD on the victim's table, that means this is the newspaper may belong to the victim. You're right. So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Let's go back to Tribulations. Oh la la, bonjour. Welcome to Tribulations. Oh, hello. What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Bienvenue. Welcome to my petite restaurant. Huh? B Avenue? Oh, nah, my Pete. Ah. Oh, none, my penny tulip. Huh, me? Look at his face. Like a kitten rejected by its own mother. Are you fatigued, none? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bath of oilmans of a la rose. I don't know French. Please don't at me. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oui. Just add a couple of the mixture to a la bathwater, and voila. To soothe the body and your mind. Simply fantastic. Really? And for la monsieur? Who, me? Because the face. Allah probably rejected life by itself. You fatigue none. For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of Bama. And maybe oui. I will add la peppermint and la cherry sage for fragrance exceptionnel. Such an different recipe. I'll bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty? Alors, if you'll be seated, you'll bring you a special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers. My husband, monsieur. I know thee already, monsieur. You are la Phoenix Wright, none? Yes, you know me. My oui, I never forget the man who flirts with me. Especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by mysterious Zin and the... Looks like everyone to do with this case who I am already. I wonder if the sort of impression of Zanzibar's face has been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong. Enchanté. Tribulations. So what does Tribulations mean? I know tres, that means 3, right? No. Tribulations is fantastic. In English, you would say, very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. La atmosphere is Tribulations, and la cuisine is Tribulations. If the food's so good, why aren't you any customers? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la haute cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I've lost Peggy, I don't have enough ands. So you're running this place on your own now? Oui. For la moment. No one has answered my advertisement. Oh, poor boy. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am la chef. I am la manager. I also a trained aromatherapeut. A roaming what? A practitioner in aromatherapy. Result of soothe the soul with a delicate floral aromas. Delicate? The smells coming from the bottle earlier was anything but. What happened? So could you tell me what you know about the incident? Again, it makes me very sad to remember. Yet I remember it so well. Is it more than a month past since it happened? Yeah, I guess about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So it was the third of the last month, just after the afternoon. A man who was here from a coffee suddenly became ill because of the poisoning in his coffee. Is that a truth as I know it? It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in la kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what was happening, it was already slumped in his chair. So he was dead. Ooh, he was dead. Maggie passed out also. And the man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but I see. Do you not have cameras in your establishment? La police they asked me many times. Are you sure there was anyone else at the table? They asked. But I am the only one. La old man said the same thing. Oh man. What old man? So this old man, what you mentioned. At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else you saw it? Noise, oui. As usual, came as own at the day. At the time of the murder, he saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at la victim's table. But Maggie swore it was two people. Why is mademoiselle? La lawyer could not prove the none. About the lawyer. That was me, I suppose. What's been sure? Wow, this is the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now, who's the one making stuff up? Well, everyone said it was me, so I gotta be like, yo, was it me? Actually, it's kind of funny in this case. You'll see. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so with all this police tape around it. And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. Then why can I picture you doing just that? Maggie was a policewoman once, named Cespa. Yes, but she had to quit for reasons beyond her control. Oi, she was last suspect in a murder investigation, none? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave her la perfume of happiness. Happiness perfume. Oi, blended from bergamot. And I've given to you before. She has been arrested again and found guilty this time. This true natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just a minute. Your perfume doesn't work. Am I surprised she was not la prime suspect? After something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy for more info. Maggie's motive. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oi, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? None. It was nothing. Look, Maggie, she didn't even know the guy, but she's still being indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oi, is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be irrelevant. So please, tell us everything you know. Cyclops? No way, what are we gonna do, Nick? We just have to remove the... What the? What's wrong? The magnetoma, it's gone. Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it vanished into thin air. What? But I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the magnetoma nearby. Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was there anyone else sitting there? That is a question you have to ask them yourselves. Huh? The old man spends his time in dans the park. La park? Oh, a park. What park's that? Behind la restaurant. It's called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Je voice in pray, my dear. Let's go check this out, Vitamin Square, right now, Nick. But this is a bunch of fruits. Shouldn't it be like Citrus Square or something? Yeah, I see where they got the name for it now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man that Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. Maya, he's throwing out seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. has just been raced to red. What you saw? Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? You don't like my seeds, ant pigeons? He's really chucking seeds at them. They've got to hurt. Go on, eat this. Huh. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bride? I don't know any Maggie Bride. Yes, you do. Maggie is the waitress at Tribulations. Ha! What is a disgrace? I tell you, another disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth today. They don't have any shame. No shame. I tell you, not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan? Like honor and modesty. What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. You? Your problem is that you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting on a girl where it hurts. Tribulations. Do you go to Tribulations a lot? That miserable excuse for a restaurant. That garbage they serve in there is not food. Where the sushi, the tempura, the rice. Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want a real food, not those snooty snacks. What about the shameless girls? You mean the waitress? You can see all the way up yes, the waitress. They practically are naked. It's a disgrace. Isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. Crap, miserable excuse for a restaurant that place miserable. He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. What if it hates me so much? Why does he keep going? Are you regular at the restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You don't want food? Haha, take that. He must be hiding something, right? If he is, he should be able to see the cyclocracy. Oh wait. I don't exactly have the magnetometer right now, huh? Remember, Nick, the magnetometer is only on loan. You better find it or else. If Pearl ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. You disgusting rogue picking up something someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? That's none of your business. Sorry. I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back. Too bad. Now that I want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Hey, that's mine. Mademoiselle. Yes? Are you looking for that job? What? No. I just... Let me see. Your style is very different, but you have a good face. Different. Felicitas, you have passed. How are you? Bien, come with me. I'll teach you everything I know. Nick, help. I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both. Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I'll have to ask her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask for later. Well, pal, have you found any evidence yet? That's one gonna find her innocent? No, not yet. We've only started our investigation. Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off any of my other cases for now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. The court is setting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh. Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again, yes, I'll make sure you get locked up for good. Got it? Maggie Bride. So the guilty party was Maggie Bride, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor. When she was a rookie, right? Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know? Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? It was just her. It wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training. But that was it. Nothing happened. Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. So that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a crush on Maggie. I don't like her or anything. I wish I... Note to self, obstacles Maya. I'll just later. Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You gotta keep it a secret, got it? Sure. But would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking at all the time? Hey, I could tell your face, pal. Not me. You have to be blind. That's what's on your mind. So I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Glenn Allen. He was a computer programmer. I see, a programmer. He was just a regular Joe working in a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him coffee on that day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie claimed he'd never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. Said it was the first time he ever seen the guy. A programmer and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have killed that guy like that? That's what I thought. But motive was still something established in her trial. You're kidding. What was her supposed motive? Sorry, pal. I'm real busy. I haven't even gotten time to sniff through the paper, bud. Look it for yourself, okay? What could his motive have been? The investigation. This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself. Oh, that's right. The judge already ruled on the case. Over the evidence already. The only problem with Maggie's testimony. Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh? Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow. So I'm gonna say this. Maggie Bride's no liar. She's okay. She's a bit out there, but a bit off base sometimes. But she was a good cop. That's not exactly complimentary, you know. So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory in her testimony? Contradictions. The biggest problem with the Maggie testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but to get this, everyone else in the place said the guy was alone, even the chef. And there's that CD. CD? Oh yeah, she did mention something about it. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. Our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD. What? Not on a table. Not anywhere. In a whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say that her victim was wearing an earpiece too? Yeah, but that was the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie. A radio. He didn't have a CD player? You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get a feeling that Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. The chef of Tribulations, huh? You know about that chef said to me, "Oh la la, your body is full of la toxins." And then he gave me this bottle. What is it? I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under the orders of a few drops in my bath every day. Under orders? Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? You can't stop thinking about him. Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved in this case somehow. Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. So what exactly that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations? It's kind of hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected to the case anyway. Hey, come on, detective. You didn't say he gave me dirt on anything. Well, this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay? I don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? I guess I better find out more about Chef and Tribulations. Then report back to Gumshoe. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack of Tribulations. That's dated the same day of the murder. You may be onto something here. And look at this. And look at this. See the writing here? MC Bomber. Hey. What is it? I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Well, he actually seems to be thinking for once. Ack. It's no good. I can't remember. And he goes back to being gumshoe. All know and love. Hey, pal. I'm gonna borrow this paper. For a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble. Handwriting analysis, huh? It'd be good to know more about that case. Thanks, pal. I bet this will turn out to be an interesting clue. Maggie! The scent of flowers is sure strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Who are you? Wednesday Addams. Oh, hello. Who was that just now? A customer? She had some sort of dark aura around her. Ah, welcome, B Avenue. Wow, what a cute voice. Oh, it's just you, Nick. Maya. Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe. Well, kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer. Then who is that woman I just saw? Oh. Since you're here, you might have had something to eat. I'm kind of hungry, actually. So, how do you like your new job, Maya? I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. People's orders, bringing them their food, making coffee, work at the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my give me a tip smile. Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef is preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says. How much is it? It's the twin tea set. So it's $20, of course. The twin tea set? I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive. What? But you can't. Come on, Nick. Not every day I get to be a waitress. I'm gonna try carrying plates and working at the cash register. How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right, maybe later. About the lunch. Oh, a fine choice, sir. No, kitchen, lunch special, please. With all the extra drink, side, salad, dessert, and a gift. I don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. Maya's really getting into this. So how much of this set? Lunch then? $20, you know? But with the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45? Hey, wait a sec, Maya. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortified lunch set. Hey, you get a lobster, what's it called? Flan and some sort of bread, maybe? I don't know. Whoa! It just inspired by a lobster abalone française with balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit. Thanks. Come on, Nick, hurry up and try to eat it already. Lobster, huh? Alright. Down the hatch it goes. Well, are you hungry, Maya? I'm starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate. I just remembered, I've got to clean the toilets. Is it really that bad? You can't be that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. How does a guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Hey Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen? The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now what was it again that Maggie now that it was mentioned that Maggie said again. In the kitchen you'll get to see the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen, that sounds tasty. Hey, wait up, Maya. What is it? I'm pretty much right now. Were you going to show me around? There goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off your face. I better conduct a search in that kitchen myself. And here it is, the famous Tribulations kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually. There's a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we better search quickly. Chop chop. Now I know I'm a fresh restaurant. I never heard most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, there's a container that has oyster sauce. What's that? Isn't it used in Chinese food? Look, right there on the counter. My mangatama. What's it doing there? What indeed? What's this? Looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow, looks like all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. You can't get so many, they're overflowing in the floor. Okay. aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing on the floor. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 99, 100. They're all the same too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And that doesn't even have a label either. And it doesn't smell. So that's liquid inside there. Wonder. Or, so what's the liquid in there? I wonder. Hey Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he? Square. The old guy's not here anymore. Dragged it. It's off quite under cresses for him. A scooter, huh? Who would leave it right here in the middle of the park like this? The wheel guard and light are busted. I guess it must have been in an accident. It's totally wrecked. Hey, what do you think you're doing with that bike? No, it's just... You right. What is there been doing? I want to pay for this. It wasn't me. It was the best. Who's cover my kind of crap, huh? I want to pay for it to catch my drift. Oh, wait a second. I'm not a pigeon. What is this guy, huh? I'll be teaching you speech in the express train. Whoa. Who's better to watch your back? This ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers, and then you're gonna pay. Actually, I'm a lawyer myself. Who's to say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright. You saying you's Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. You's the wise guy too, huh? Cause I'm Phoenix Wright. I'm the one and only. But out of my way, I gotta cruise. He's gone. Sure that guy wasn't my phony, was he? He wasn't anything like me. I guess I better make note of the scooter. Ha! Pathetic. Oh, it's you. A few steps from a little brat like that? And you look like a pigeon who got seed in his eyes. Have you been there the whole time then? Or have you been there the whole time then? I was in that strawberry. I had some thinking to do. More like you had some cowering to do. I'm no coward. Are you regular at that restaurant, sir? It says you dislike me so much, why do you keep going there? Sure. You fancy pigeon want food like that, Soul's got something to hide. But what could it be? What could it be? Alrighty then, let's move to the Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, you're just in time. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? Labs got back to me about the newspaper you gave me. He must mean the sports paper memo he scribbled on it. So what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said it was a doodle written by the victim, Glenn Egg. No doubt about it. I suspected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant during the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. MC Bomber. I got the feeling I heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal? Since when did you start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling that there's something I need to show him. Present. You got one of those aroma bottles too, huh? Only this one doesn't smell. Huh? I don't get you. This was mixed with the bottles of other aromatherapy bottles. But this one's not the same. Doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree? A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind me letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I'm gonna send it to the lab for analysis. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of the bottle are pretty important. I had a hunch that there was something funny about that chef. You suspected Gene Armstrong? I've got the guy number. I know what his secret is. That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking before. I guess I better fill you in on the details about this Armstrong guy. Secret, I mean. So what? Mr. Armstrong's secret. You ever had a lunch at that Treasury Inn, pal? Yes. So how was it? To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice to me around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean, and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so yeah, I guess it's probably the food. A real scoop on the guy is that he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000? Are we talking dollars? Yeah, hey. If it was sterling, he'd probably be in trouble. Sorry. That figure just took me for a surprise. Yeah, but this case is full of surprises. And I'd be willing to bet that the case got something to do with most often of them. That's my hunch. that. Tribulations regular. Time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at the restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't it obvious? The people have one reason to go to the restaurants: to eat. To eat? Is that the whole truth? What do you mean? I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all. Insolent brat, how dare you accuse me of... What do you have... or what proof do you got? I can tell that you're not anyone else in the world would go to a place for its food. The proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the lunch menu. That's the twin tea set. The food at Tribulations is terrible and expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a jot of work since I was born. In other words, feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. The taste is another story, but the price, it's nothing to me. So you're saying that you've got to go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly. I have so much cash, I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Unfortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have any money to burn, you're a flat broke. Take that! This is yours, right? My magazine! Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? So what? So I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot of the moment. I need spending money. Oh? I don't go to that restaurant for the food. I just go there for the Javachino. Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there? $8. Those better have been some golden beans. What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do you? That's it? No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there was really that great. No, it's not, but anyway, yes. The place is free. Newspapers to read every day. Newspapers. Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Tribulations. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations. So, what of it? There was only one paper there, and it's dated more than a month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at here? That restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one customer happened to leave behind. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, The real reason why you go there so much, Tribulations, is... What are you asking me about this girl for? She has been the waitress at Tribulations. Therefore, to answer the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress. But I don't recognize that face. And you are probably telling the truth here, because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but at her outfit. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress uniform. The uniform that you can think about, isn't it? I can't take it. You and that waitress was yours. Enough, please. More, no more. Stop saying the word. Stop saying waitress. Stop it. Stop it, stop it. Sir. Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. I even get one of those lousy cups of Yavakino every time for $8. Just because the servant girl... All because the servant girl punished me, locked me up. Really, it's not what I'm here for. You be the same another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like. You'll know how painful it is to be an old man like me. No, really, listen, sir. Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know. To show you some respect, It's Victor Kudo. Huh. And young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more. This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident. Which means I have to hear his testimony one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his cyclops and everything. Guess I'll have to try to get him in a better mood. That was that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Oh, ouch. Hey Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Huh? Me? Why? There's something I really want to ask the old man. Okay, sure. I'll just get changed. No, hang on. Can you go like that? I guess. Sir. You again. Well, I see. Nick, his eyes are burning at me. It's okay. I think it's going pretty well. Huh? You're such a little child. Run along and play this on the slide, alright? Play on the slide? You were so close. Just a little more and he was... Pigeon. Cock. How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir. Quiet, can't you see I'm feeding the bitch? Mia? Well, if you don't mind, sir, I'd really like to talk with you. Yes, of course, certainly. I'm Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave. Oh. About the incident. You mean the man who died was drinking the Javakino? It's like he's a different person. Even quite a shock, even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl that Javachino over to him, and you see? And there was a customer alone. Definitely. There was only one person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javachino and said something like, "Ah!" and then he collapsed dead. Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you everything, whatever you want to know. He certainly seems to be telling the truth. But looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Chesbian? Well, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting. Eating the food at the restaurant really takes me back to the days in France. What a lovely story. London is in England, not France. Oh yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much, I can't take it. I want France. Ha ha ha. I can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. You visit Tribulations a lot, don't you? Of course. I mean, yes. I'd love to come to see you there. Really? Oh. You flattered me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, sir. Or the owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Careful of that chef, my dear. The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. That man is an ex-con. He's an ex-con? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? Oh no, those eyes. I can't take this. Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand. He steals things from his customers. From his customers? Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer. So, you be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course. He was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javakino. He really is a reader. Let me write it down for you, a little haiku about it. A haiku? A Japanese poem. I'll explain to you all that you need to know about that chef. If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy. He couldn't be good enough for Mia. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We've got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. Did she really call you, or did you just intervene? Because sometimes it feels like you intervene instead of them calling you. To be fair. Bum, 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 bum. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. I had enough of being a waitress. Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Ooh la la, Mademoiselle Maya. Non, how can you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a cyclock or 3. I'm going to have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Volunteers, of course. Maggie's motive. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened on that day? Alors. I have to confess everything. Just don't hurt me. Huh? Well, that was another record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? A man who died here had a lottery ticket for $500,000. $500,000? Oi, better lot isn't the ticket. It disappeared. The ticket disappeared? There was the motive for Laggy's prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get $500,000 lottery ticket. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Mazaros. You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why. Non monsieur, do doubt me, but I have confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket, I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. Oh, shoot. Oopsie. Was taken by this person. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there is a very high probability that it was you. Wow. Wow. That was one piercing scream I ever heard a man scream like him. Moist boy, moi. Why? You have no evidence. I am not Mask the Mask. I'm not the kind of person who steals property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that I have stolen from others in the past. What is this, poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me well. I do poems. Please read it, and put some feeling into it. Convicted before a wicked man or woman, repeated offender. I'm sorry I have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu, monsieur, you are the liar. You deny it? Do not make la false accusation, c'est la honte. And do you have any proof? I want to see la considered proof that I have stolen from other my customers. La imbecile. What are you singing? Just one of my favorite clean songs called Imbecile in French. Come, monsieur, will sing with me. Ow. It was Magnetama. And then... It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? It's my Magnetama. I found it in your kitchen. None. Wow, that scream just about broke some windows. Oi, oi. I have a weakness for la trinkets and la figurines. And it just slipped out. I cannot stop it. You stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oi, is la truth. I am a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time I was not a small trinket. Wait, it was $5,000. Boy, none. Why would you steal it? Why would I needed such money? Really now. Oh, monsieur, what is it? Isn't it true that you're in pretty serious trouble? And that you were desperate to need a large amount of cash? This restaurant is deep red, isn't it? You have a loan to a tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Yeah. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know that he had something like that in the first place? He probably yelled it. The man, he was listening to the radio with his earpiece. Maggie said something about that too. La winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted. And the ticket? Wait. All his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need money, so I put the poison in his coffee. No. Oh, no, you naughty man. I simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What? The victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, Hukui ipas. And many them. Yeah, but only one of them was a winning ticket, right? How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. None. This is not true. I did not take it. La ticket for $500,000, I mean. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket. Maizanan Mafi. It was not. That's enough. Huh? Ah! Mr. Godot! What the heck are you doing here? This is without a doubt the worst coffee I've ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. He came here for the coffee? Does he crazy coffee? No bounds? Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on that day in question. Am I had none? Just pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion. He had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made it off with the winning ticket's pretty much neighbor. So the ticket he took was worthless. Not quite. He did win something, $1. You see, I'm a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing. So, what happened with the winning ticket then? The only moment meant to steal. Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so we'll just have to wait and see for the movie to turns out tomorrow, won't we? Voila, you two. Time to laugh at la pretty little airhead. Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. Looks like we've got a new mystery now, namely, where did the winning ticket go? I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. To be continued. Trials and Tribulations. Oh, I see. I guess I should be expecting this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over to the Scout's honor. Maggie. Mac, Detective Cumshoe. Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? As if they needed to ask another question, or either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you. Yes? You better be square, this case, away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away with some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Oh, of course. I've got another situation under control. I'm going to be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, well, forming a united front today, pal. You got me? I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like we should all go pretty much smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bride. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nothing. Just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me?" I was a little, well, intimidated. No, that wasn't me. That was a phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whenever you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough, though this trial today. But I already can tell you, I am the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you or Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. Yeah, he really, yeah. As everyone is aware, the court has already given us the verdict once in this case, or on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial, nor will I stand for simple repetition of evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name is Police Department Detective, occupation Dick Gumshoe. Other way around, detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation is tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So Detective Gumshoe, would you outline the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sure. The victim's name is Glenn Egg. Egg. We'll just go for Egg, okay? We're going with Egg. It's easier to say. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. And there is the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the witness or by the waitress.
The waitress of being the accused.
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there was only 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Victor Kudo.
It seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. I don't think it's going to happen. Don't intimidate me. I will not put Maggie in the ground.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yeah, sure. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of the poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bride might have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark aromatic depths of the coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, would you begin with your cross-examination? But,
Yes.
please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you that was not me. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for it to be true, he's practically crying.
Your testimony now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bride. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And what the killer wouldn't say that when faced with homicide conviction. Hey, sadly her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. The other 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said that there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps her view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha, that argument is weak at the coffee. At Tribulations, trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes.
the one-way ticket to your guilty bill. Population, the defendant. This photograph was taken near the entrance to the kitchen. This scene was witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? Judge, this is a scene as the witness by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. Now, how, Mr. Wright, could anything overlook the second person at the table? Yeah. Certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. We understand. We understand that the guy Glenn. Hey, or why am I reading that? So traces of poison were found at the coffee cup and nowhere else. Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection!
Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Yeah. It seems that the poison could have only been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press at this point a little harder or not? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. What proof is there the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right.
Objection!
In the case you were wondering, the last object that was for the detective, or in any case, if you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This. Should I be grateful that this coffee is only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's coffee cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee. That was in this cup. The victim gulped it down, bitter death, and witness brought him. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Some kind of motive?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
Objection!
You know what my golden rule is, detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee and you can always get another.
Huh? I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. Nope. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bride's motive? Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket?
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. It is possible that Maggie stole the winning one. What should I do? Should I press on at this point? Press a little harder or not? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared is no way implicates my client. I have it here in my hand. The very ticket in question. That's the $500,000. That's the $500,000 ticket?
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
What? Order. Ah, she's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You'll submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you'd say. It's just a scrap piece of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And it's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she was charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond a reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. Like the old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides very credible motive. I mean, for the sum of money, I even might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie. We got the apron delightful Miss Bride was wearing at the time.
Well, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like it can't be blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star listed played a little flustered and somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not the first thing exactly caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else, I presume you mean. Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket. Yeah, and the prints were... And Maggie's prints were all over. We're the only ones all over it. What? Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence. There's still something bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why haven't you explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one ever told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could the stain really be blood?
No way, sure. It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while making someone's their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull stuff like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I thought everyone knew what it was already. Haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling made on this case. The motive and opportunity supporting the evidence. They have all been clearly established. Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe how the court and the crime scene and findings of your investigation there.
The crime scene was reported at 2:25 p.m. by some kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. Must have been a real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court. You're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count any more cross-examinations after this one. So let the fun begin. Really? Hold it! He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have any driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
The victim sounded like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. Hold it! Wait a sec.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me rephrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify him so quickly?
Oh, that.
He was so let down. He got a whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing again.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table with a lottery ticket.
It seems that Mr. Glenegg visited the doctor's office before he went to Tribulations.
We got the victim's name from the medical records. The doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source of the court. What should I do? Should I leave it alone or ask to hear more? So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag was found empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty? You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate for you, trite. Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? Detective Gumshoe, I think you should point out something out to you. There was just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting for it, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription bag right before going to Tresbian. There, then, did the medicine disappear too? You're too cool, pal. Is he having like a, a starstruck moment or something? Indeed. Due to consideration has given out the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess the victim was careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order, order. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic name got to do with anything? New ear otolog. Oh, the clinic. Otolaryngological? Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, if you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum. Then what on earth was the prescription was given? It was a cream that applied topically inside the ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, a very, very fine print. It seems that Elg correctly applied some medication while he was at Tresbian. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that someone would have eaten the medication. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems that Glenn had correctly applied some medication while at Tresbian. If that's the case, then why has the medication been found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question is for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could have been found at the scene of the crime. However insignificant it may seem, it's the lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
Objection!
You know, as well as I do, that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems like a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems that likely the coffee that the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. You two better not act like children in the courtroom. Mr. Godot is a detective, the only witness prosecution wishes to call. Mr. Godot? Did you short out?
I got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. The old man who was in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than the previous, or more than the trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me.
Yay, good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, and after which you will hear the prosecution's second witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess.
Whew. That was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I really think I did die a little bit. Looks like we could all really died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray me less like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie.
He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about the lies and betrayal. I've never had that. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts the time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be told that guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo, the lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's really going to be stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I could take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bride. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, stubborn and bred land of the rising sun. Honor and duty to make me, mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell us your courtroom occupation. My occupation? God, listen, young. How much do you think there is for a kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or what I did back in Japan. I remembered my family's crest on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this community even existed.
Wow, that's a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there is not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I kind of had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him behind in the kitchen. Now then, witness. Were you at the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh, yes. I was eating some kind of seeds over a cup of javakino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. You saw everything that happened, Gramps. I did, oh yes. Oh yes, I did. That is all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Sure, sure. I'll tell you. Every last detail. He's really getting into this. The young man was reading the newspaper, or the sports paper. Then the servant girl brought him a javachino, put something in it. The man looked one sip of it and looked over terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl right there, the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Oh, really? Were you really looking at her face? Because we established already that you like to look at her legs.
Mr. Kudo. She is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. You're bad as them. The rest of them. And all these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, Newfangled. All the talks of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget all values. Don't let the good ones old age slip away. Well, I think it's time to cross examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
What I witnessed. I didn't witness anything because he's saying Maggie put the poison in when we all know it was the shadowy figure that looks like some of you already seen before.
Hold it!
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only fine when he's scoping out the waitress. And I saw what the server girl put into the javakino as well. I bet I know it's coming up. Something tells me I'm going to not like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put in the victim's coffee. I would like to ask the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. The witness will enlighten us, please. Sure. There's no question about it. She has very conspicuously put some white powder in there. You can tell it was white. See, I don't wear glasses, so I don't know how well someone's vision would be with or without them. So how did you know it was a white powder? Did she really put that in the coffee? You doubt me, boy? she took some small brown little bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown little bottle like that? Like that. Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? A bottle like this, perhaps. Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clearer, don't you? I didn't mean to end the thing. Okay. There we go. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some sort of small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Could she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle. Oh wait, we did this one already. Oopsie. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. It was like terrible pain and collapsed. That's the server girl right there. Did finish here. There we go. You said you remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace at what she is. Sorry. You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So in the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit. But anyone could wear such an uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Ha! There's one other thing I'd recognize about her, too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? I need you to press harder. Sure, what you saw the witness take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters whether the waitress was Maggie Bride or not? Oh, quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure, sure. There was a ribbon around her hair, and her apron straps were loose. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. Okay. Hold it. You seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what was the most crucial detail about her face? Ha! As if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps of the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair was red. So you see, there was nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the witness pretty well. What should I do? I should get the feeling that there's something more somehow. The identifying features. you described are all things that you would see from the back. So what? Is that possible that you never saw the witness from the front?
Objection!
Huh. He's got you there, Grimes. People normally talk about features when they're asked to describe someone. But in this witness's testimony, nothing but the straps and ribbons. Is this harassment? I tell you, I'm not obsessed with the straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is all. Your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught me from interest from her when I saw her from the front. Objection! Mr. Kudo, I would like you to take a look at this. Ah, that feather thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looked like just after he was done eating. Have you seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron. Is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning? And you just said to yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness. You just can't say oops your way out of this. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On that day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bride? Exactly. And that's when the waitress put the poison in the coffee cup. This old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My nugget's perfect working in order. I can remember a single occasion then when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more likely he messed up so many times, he's blocking it out. Very well, let's just test how good your testimony and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Witness's testimony. He was another one of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and a noisy brat just kept rustling the pages. Then the young man was listening to a wireless. I remember that well. When the servant girl in the question brought over the Javicino, the little fidget picked up the cup with his face free, or picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we just heard was to test how credible the witness' memory is. It seems to me that he remembers a victim in great detail. Oh yes, I hate those you know what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need one thing. Or we only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that this old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose. What's the best I can do? Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was the way of testing credibility of your memory. I know. There was nothing wrong with my memory. I'll tell you, nothing. If you got anything wrong, I'll eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand while drinking the coffee with his free hand, which would make it his left. God, what is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup that the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark is left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim is holding a cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat the seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness better wait. I think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad. You're wrong. I don't care about what dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony. That young brat was holding the coffee cup in his left hand. I don't think he was like... Oh yes, no question, I'm good. Law-abiding citizen, I am. Not that dead young and hotbot. And you spiky-haired yahoo. Who are you? Who I thought? Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. I've been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. The boy was wearing an earpiece in the same side as the green lens of his spectacle. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup of coffee too. So then he used the same hand to pick up the coffee, his left hand. We know the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor, often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside lens is a screen that displays the computer data. It is called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HDTV, DVD, CD. All these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts. I'm good old black and white. The boy was wearing an earpiece in the same side as the green lens. Or what? I'm not sure of what relevance this is, but Mr. Crudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. I can only see that on the side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Traces of the medication for his conditions were found in his ear canal. That's right, it is impossible for the victim wearing his earpiece in his left ear. That's because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon. Order. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. And he only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims that the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic of the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup, which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark of the rim is clearly the victim picked up by his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank from the Javicino from his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip from the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. Is that what the old man saw? Impossible. The witness already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Objection.
In which hand the victim used to pick up the cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The fact still stands. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poison coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness' memory is credible. And the results are clear. This testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it's time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied with witness not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case a little further. That is all for now. Court is adjourned. Wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo. Thanks for the blue-suited upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even do his T's or cross his I's now. How is it your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not even be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, young shark. Me? He's looking at me as some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say for one final showdown? A final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Grebs. I've already had my 17th cut. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javicino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. Haha. You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. I just thrown those seeds at me. Would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Infinite ammo code. First of all, I want to stress out it might be nothing, but I'm sure of myself. The young man slumped over the table, soon took after a sip of his Javicino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase and knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, hmm? Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh. You doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Gudo. Don't get the feeling that there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah, so what? Probably. That's all I can think of. And this cross-examine, and I'll have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why. That's all you can think of? Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. The final showdown. Ba-da-boo-boo. Oh, let's not get them on this. It was close enough. Objection! Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there intact. Huh? You lost your tongue, Granddad. I'm no granddad of yours. Ow, 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 ow. Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be... Ah! What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. Haha. It was on my table. What? Well, you see... It startled me when the young man collapsed. So I stood up. And that's must have when fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes. It was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Is he happy? Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. I have any use at all? Perhaps something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. In that case, there's more I've got to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. It's crazy. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in the position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup and the victim supposedly drank with his left hand. And an earpiece which was inserted into his left ear, which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. Therefore, we require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness just heard from. He's the most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever, the prosecution doesn't need props like that. Godot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are, then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, this isn't even a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. The court is adjourned. Old man's crazy. Yes. So how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? You got a bit crazy in there. Just wondered if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, we're not even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is old Mr. Kudo saw the apron, straps, and ribbon. And that victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Do you think the lens thing is the earpiece? Because it's not going in his ear, though. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictions. Time to play doctor and find out ourselves to cure them. Huh? Yeah, we gotta find the ones for Maggie, or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. January 7, Detention Center Visitor's Room. I guess Maggie's still in questioning, but we've got questions to ask her too. Maggie. Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime, too. That's it. Come on. Hey, that sounds like... Now just call an 8, pal. Come on. I know you can. He's really worked up about something. No, that's the wrong number. Looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5. Anyway, what a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you. I was, I just had a, I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe, having lunch here. He is, and he's having the Twin Tea set. Aha, what can I say? Today's trial. This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look for Maggie in an eye now? Pal. You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why, of all days, didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually, your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? I would have preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan. Anyway, this case has already been ruled out. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean? Well, she did. How did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. What? What? Please, Detective Gumshoe. I didn't mean... Why? Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. So did you take the twin tea set? I never paid that much money for a lunch before. I was so nervous my hands were shaking. Man. I know this game came out a long time ago, but 20 bucks for lunch is like nothing now. So how did it taste? Well, for 20 bucks, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. It really was delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? I didn't even taste it, and it didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it. I've been trying to think of right words to describe the taste. And I just realized it's bad. That's it. It tasted bad. It's just kind of hard to admit that yourself that you paid 20 bucks for it, you know? Maybe he should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey Nick, maybe that's why Glen Egg came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glen Egg, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing he's here? So what were you all excited about this earlier? Huh? Oh, that's right. You said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that. It was nothing. I was excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me about what you're listening to. Nothing really. It was just a daily exercise show. What the? A psych lock? This lunch special lobster sure is great. So why all the tears in your eyes? Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell us the truth. What were you listening to?
No way, pal. You're not made a big thing out of it. I'm not going to tell you.
It was clearly a lottery ticket. Come on.
Well, let's see about that.
Pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clearly the radio program was related to. I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to lottery results, weren't you? You thought you tried to win big like Glenn Egg did. It's like you see right through me. Huh? I've cracked it already?
She, pal. That's why I said there was nothing. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. That's what everyone's saying in the lottery. So how did it go?
I won 50 cents.
It'd be better to win nothing at all than a halfy lousy bucks. I was so mad.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Egg did. And they've got a special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even did the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on that day he was killed. Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30. And the lottery tickets are always broadcast at the same time? Yeah, looks like I got a flyer when I bought the ticket.
Millionaire Radio.
Millionaire Radio? Sounds so cool. I want to try it, Nick.
Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money.
This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked. What happened when he crashes though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden?
Your living wasn't a computer, Maya.
Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim.
Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a little bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So you have to pay to visit the Mr. Egg's work yet. You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. Or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go.
Computers aren't really my thing, Maya.
We'll be fine. I know all stuff about high-tech stuff.
I wonder about that.
It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look.
A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? And we'll do that next time. I'll see you guys later. Boy.